Kia ora and welcome to my, let's give this a crack challenge. I've decided that I'm going to have a go at restoring a vintage surfboard. I've never done it before, although I do have some prior knowledge with fiberglass and resins. Here is my project. It is a classic Mark Ogram lipsticks from Whangamata, a 1980s board. It's had a fin repair, the tails needs rebuilding, the nose is a bit untidy as well. It's had many repairs in the past, eight or so repairs. So, having never done this before, the first thing I did is asked Uncle Google. That led me to YouTube, and I spent an hour watching a dude in America restore a vintage surfboard. So I've got a fair idea of what to do. That led me onto some research of the resins, and can I get them here? And I found that I can order it online and get it delivered to me at home for about 30 bucks. So that's going to be relatively cheap. I also know there's different viscosities of resins, so I need to make sure, I've discovered on YouTube and through Google that I need a glossing resin, so I'll make sure I buy that correct. First starters though is to clean the board up and start preparing it. Well, get the wax off. So there's where I'll start. Clean my wax off. Part 2 later. The board is now being de-waxed, and I have cleaned it off with a solvent to make sure there is no wax left on the surface. Next up, we're sanding. If I sand it with any wax still on it, it'll just clog up my sandpaper and ruin it. I want to leave the logos on as best as I can to retain some of that historicness for the board. So I'll just sand around those for the time being. This bottom one here is a bit damaged. We might lose that one. We'll see how we go. Got to sand out all this little glass here. So next up, the sanding machine. Bit of a mask. Safety first. And here we go. Oh, where's my power? Right, fast forward a couple of hours and we now have a sanded surfboard, and we have exposed all the damage. And the repairs that have been done in the past. So now I need to fix those repairs. Here I have some fiberglass. It's thicker than what I need. This is what we normally need, but that's all I have, so I'm just going to run with the thicker stuff. Some standard polyester resin and some hardener, a brush to apply it, and a tin to mix it up. And I've cut the fiberglass pieces to the size that I require to put over my patches, and as you can see there's quite a few of them. And so next up, mixing some resin and patching. Grab some of our resin, put a bit of resin in the tin. Just going to guess it, yeah, about that much will do. Bit of hardener, up to 3% hardener. Just guess it. The more you put in, the faster it goes off, the hotter it becomes, the less time I have. Get that sucker mixed. Make sure you mix it thoroughly. It's quite blue in colour. It'll turn green and then brown as it starts to go hard. I didn't need to research all this because I had prior knowledge working in the marine industry. Right. stop. Here's our first patch. Put on the brush. Resin on the board. And glass that sucker on. And I'll go and do the whole board. Alright, the board has now been patched. It should be watertight now. Once it all cures, it'll take a couple of hours for it to cure. So I'll leave this now until tomorrow, in which I'll have to come back and re-sand it all over again. Right, fast forward 20 hours and I now have a board that has been repaired and patched. The fiberglass and resin has gone all hard, and the next phase is to sand it back. I did attempt to fill some of these massive pressure dents with some resin to see how that turns out. A couple of hours of sanding to get this back, see if there's any air bubbles in here. It looks like down the back here it didn't take so well over the curve, so I'll have to patch that. See you in a couple of hours when I've got that done.